All right, a very good morning. Welcome to the platform, of course, where expression is guaranteed. My name is Elijah Kelvin Morongi, and today is a Friday, the end of the week. That is that 17th of January 2025. Of course, we are midway the new year, the month of January, which introduces us to 2025. But also we know that so far things are moving on so well. And then when it gets to the political landscape, a lot of things are really getting to transpire as we head to the 2026 general elections here in Uganda. So today I have guests. I have the Honorable Amanyire Rogers right there, who happens to be on the card of NRM, the National Resistance Movement. Yes, and then next to Amanyire Rogers, I have Honorable Evelyn Ayebade Akiki. I don't know, is it the pet name? Yes, Akiki, who happens to be the counselor for for youth. Yes, the youth counselor, female youth counselor. That is what I was looking for. The female youth counselor here in Masindi district, Masindi municipality, and she also happens to be on the card of NRM, but previously she was a very good supporter of the PLOU. You're still, eh? Yeah, I thought you guys died in your own movie, and okay. All right, I'll start with the introduction right there. Mr. Amanyire, you're welcome to the show.
Viewers and listeners, Happy New Year. And I'd like also to convey my regards to everyone and wish you happy listening and viewing.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. Let me get to the lady between the men.
Thank you so much, Mr. Morongi. As you said, Ayebale Evelyn, the District Female Youth Councillor, Masindi, NRM. But also still the mobilizer of Patriotic League of Uganda, we still exist.
Okay, the questions are quite many. We still exist.
Yeah.
I don't know, when people bring in questions of whether you exist or not, people start to be skeptical and wonder. Because by the time someone says, but do those people exist? I don't know, does it?
We still exist because we are sons and daughters of NRM.
But they swallowed you back.
Of NRM. And by that, what you should know, Patriotic League of Uganda is not a political party.
Okay, it's a movement.
Yeah, it's just a movement, a civic organization, just trying to see how 2026 elections move on well.
Okay, I like the verb or the adverb just. Just there is a lot of just when it gets to explanations to do with PLOU, but all is good. The Banyoro say biona birungi. All right, thank you so much, Honorable Evelyn. Our viewers that are watching us live on ElkemTV, this is the platform, of course, where expression is guaranteed. Now we're going to today we're going to be discussing our topic of discussion today is the youth involvement in leadership ahead of the 2026 general elections. Yeah, of course, we as a country, we are headed to changing or transiting of leadership, and we hope this time round a lot of changes are going to come through, more especially in terms of the candidates that we had the previous year, the previous term. Hopefully they will be in position to drop the mic and say, let us have fresh blood into this particular thing. So that is going to be our topical discussion. And for now, we're going to go for a very short commercial break. And then when we return, we shall pick it from the Honorable Amanyire Rogers. commercial break. My name is Elijah Kelvin Murongi, and this is the platform where expression is guaranteed. Now, today we're going to be speaking youth participation in leadership and nation building ahead of the 2026 general elections, of course, here in Uganda. Now, this show is proudly sponsored by Beckham Enterprises Limited, and they are saying you can reach out to them for all building and construction materials. I think Mr. Manye right there is a very good customer of Beckham Enterprises Limited, and one of these days I think I should front your name to people who should benefit from customer rewards and the likes. All right. And then we're also sponsored by Kabalega Resorts, Masindi and Hoima. You can reach out to them for all hotel services. That is ranging from accommodation, conference facilities, the swimming pool, the bar and restaurant services, but also people that enjoy the Zumba. The Zumba Fitness Club will be kicking off this next Sunday, that is the 26th of January 2025, that is at Kabalega Resort, Hoima. As we kick off that, people that are looking up to having a healthy breakfast, people that are looking up to cutting weight, people that are looking up to doing healthy things so that they can have an extension on their life, you can reach out to Kabalega Resort, Hoima. All right, so we're going to get started a little bit with current affairs or the things that do happen today. Now, Honorable Manyire, the president or the State House is asking for 10 billion to procure new vehicles. What is wrong with the old ones?
Okay. First of all, Uganda procurement process
Mm.
is automated.
Mm.
We liquidate off assets.
Mm.
And secondly, because of these employment, new recruitments, you find that there is need for vehicles.
Okay.
To some of us, that's why we were of the view then, if we had our own assembling plant, a Ugandan assembling plant,
Okay.
some of these procurement, especially automobiles, would be done internally. Motor vehicles, motorcycles internally.
Okay.
Secondly, where it goes wrong is some of us who question our priorities. So you realize you want to buy a car for an officer who is driving a Subaru. He has his private vehicle. At the same time, you are really struggling
To get them a
you are
V8.
another V8 for them because by virtue of appointment and title, it comes with a provision. There will be transport, a vehicle. Now, where mafias, these Ugandan, we like calling them mafias, because they use the law, they manipulate through the law to get what they want. Where mafias go wrong, like the Ugandan way, how we call them mafia, is for every appointment, you'll find someone knows, okay, there is a cow, Masindi. But by virtue of her appointment or his appointment, he deserves to have a vehicle. So he runs for that. For example, the statute here in our statute, we find that a mayor of a municipality should have an official vehicle. Now, people will go all the way to all the lengths to make sure that all those gaps where the title is saying you are supposed to be provided for a government official vehicle, they will go all the way to bring it as a forefront priority to any other, because on the end of it, if you look at the cycle of procurement, his benefit is from Toyota in Japan or Asia, anywhere where he's importing those V8s. His deal is the other side.
Okay.
So they will look for every gap where the title is saying, okay, you are entitled to have a vehicle to cover it. So that's where our prioritization of things go wrong against this. But if I can travel from home to work, or from work to any other workshop with my private vehicle, why don't you fuel me?
Okay.
Let government prioritize, spend more. These vehicles are not costing mere 30, 40 million, 100 plus.
100 million plus.
Hilux is 150 million.
Evo. Maybe how about the idea of reducing on the expense, on the quality of the car, and then looking at making sure that the price or the quotations are revised?
Again, it's a Ugandan thing. Big is better. So you realize the boss or that officer who is to be driven in that vehicle wants his as a V8 because, again, it's the trend.
Okay.
They tend to want to look big. If I'm the director, I have to. There's some little aspect of culture.
It is the culture.
In Uganda, you will realize if you're driving to the western, Mbarara, even Kasese, vehicles, people who are employed in these well-to-do jobs, executive jobs that require, are from that side. So you realize the culture there. If the director is used to Mpenkoni, you will also have to buy Mpenkoni in the office. So it goes also to culture. Needless to say, I've ever seen a Toyota mayor in Masakasi. That can be a vehicle anybody from Mbarara can access as a mayor.
Okay, let's not focus on the Mbarara. Let us
it
focus
goes
on
to
the
culture
job.
also.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Manya. I'm going to get back to you as we dive into the topic of discussion for today. Now, let me get to Evelyn. Now, Evelyn, you did, in your introduction, you did mention so well that you are a member, but also of the Patriotic League of Uganda. And of course, that fits so well on you because even the last time I saw you on the president's event, that is the same thing you mentioned, and you're like, we want your son, Mr. President, to come through for leadership. Now, you're the best person to answer questions that regard to PLU in this case. We did see that your chairman, that is the General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, had mentioned that he is going to go off Twitter. Now, Twitter happens to be a space where I think he communicates efficiently and more effectively, more especially when he wants to put out something out there. He did deactivate the account, but currently he is back. He is back on Twitter, but this time round, this is what he said as he's getting back to Twitter. He stated his intention that it is to shake up the world. Shaking up the world, as simple as that. Now, the thing is, a lot of things have been mentioned. The last time we saw a crossfire mentioning that if it was not for his father, by now he would have beheaded Kabobi. He would have beheaded Kabobi. Now, such statements from the chairman are quite controversial, but also as a patriot now in this case, what do we make of such statements?
It's just a joke. Just to see what to trigger someone, what will come from the other side. Yeah, and what I always see, Bobby always take them serious. I see him always developing a lot of anger. But what I know about my chairman is he just likes joking and just chatting with some people. That one can't be serious from a chairman of a whole PLU that maybe PLU sat in a meeting and said Bobby should be beheaded. So people always take them serious, but to me, such things, I don't take them serious. I just take them like jokes, just to trigger someone to see what would come out of Bobby. Now you see when he spoke it, you see all the words which Bobby spoke. And Bobby spoke them with a lot of anger and what. So we should always be careful when someone says something. First see what is the intention of someone to say this and this.
Of course, now we are looking for the intention in that statement.
Of course, for him he said it maybe to see what is in the mind of Bobby. How prepared is he to contain all all such infringements or such angers, intimidations from the public. Like we always see
Honorable
our-
Mr. Amanya wants to put up something right there.
Let me point home. Like we always see our president, he is really a parent. When you're coming, have abused him. So that's what we are looking from a leader. When someone says out something, it might be a joke, it might be serious, but how do you react? And we've always seen how Bobby has always reacted, Honorable Member Segrinya. We see how he reacted, how he looked into issues, how he led the denial of a whole honorable member from a state burial. So if you are a head, or if you are planning to be a head of state, how would you handle such matters? When someone says a triggering statement, how would you react to coming up to lead this nation?
Okay.
One, he uses X as a joke. Those who take it serious.
Oh, he did mention that.
Is.
Okay.
But however, can just tell this tweet came at what hour. So when it is the night hours, you just know, okay, maybe the good general is tired. And he's trying to figure something out
Of the public.
Yeah, that's why.
And of course he's back, and he did mention he's up to let me read this again, to shake up the world.
You also have to look at the time. When was it tweeted?
Okay.
So if the post is within that normal time, when the good general is tired, just ignore.
All right. Okay, thank you so much. I think I need to expound more some point in time about why it turns out to be the good general. That is quite a new statement from you, Mr. Amanyire.
Okay.
Rogers. No, we are not going to get
on the
to that.
better side.
No.
This is self-explanatory. On the better side, General MK cares for Uganda.
Okay.
Cares for the army. And he has made so many revolutionary transformations that really show he cares for Uganda and he cares for so we call him the good
general.
Yes.
But otherwise, who would have done
more so, everybody has weakness.
Okay.
So when you find me on my left side, take that. And when you find me on the right side,
take that.
Let's go mad. Enjoy that.
All right.
So he's that kind of person.
All right, thank you so much,
But
Mr.
for
Manye.
the passion and the good
one of
well-being
these
of
days,
Uganda, I think he's one of those leaders we ought to look into.
Okay, one of these days I've seen people, you should look for those comments right there. Let us go to the topical discussion. Our viewers that are watching us live on Elkem TV, this is the platform. Of course, where expression is guaranteed now. Today we're discussing youth participation in leadership and nation building ahead of 2026 general elections. Now, the key terms here are participation in leadership. Now, for the youth. The question would be because why you could also be the very good fit for this particular question is that when we look at the age group, at least you've been a youth, you're still a youth, but also you are getting out of that bracket a little bit. Why is it important or critical for the youth to participate as we get into the general elections?
Uganda, we are lucky that we've had our most recent census. And the census puts the young people, including the youth, as the majority human beings in Uganda today. And that age comes with its challenges, and at the same time, it has its merits. This is the time where all energies are at capacity. The time when you focus those energies towards something developmental, a lot of good things come across along your efforts. So it is very, very critical for the youth today to remember the time General Museveni and the colleagues were young. They made a decision to capture state power
And
And at
liberate.
the same time, then it was called the liberation. When they had the energies, when they had the passion, when they had nothing more, nothing much to lose. Because at that critical time, they could sacrifice everything in their life so that to make sure that this path we're enjoying today is set. Indeed, they made that foundation.
Okay.
Now, here comes a time where General Museveni and colleagues are in their evenings. Others, including the president, to some of us, think 80 plus. So we are blessed with that. But we can't take it for granted if we don't see the fact that there will be a time we need to lay a foundation for this next generation. We have a generation I like to always call a wasted generation. The generation of, I'll use one critical person because they are the most, the generation of, right now the Minister Mao, the generation of, that generation of Norbert Mao. At this age of theirs, they would be in power, trying to shape Uganda with one of their members towards this transition, decided to focus on a leader. The opposition, I think, by choice, focused on Honorable Chagulanyi, ex-member of parliament, and now the new president. And NRM is trying to fall between the lines. Others think General YK, General Mhozi can be the next in that category of the generation, and all that to be a generation leader. There's still work in progress for that.
Okay.
But the question of transition is on. Now, back to answer you right, is you can't transit, not a transition. That is a cycle. 2026, we still feel, okay, we'll have the president, ElkemTvUpDates. But in between there, start a process to move away from that generation. Now, we can't move away from that generation if our youth don't want to participate in politics as leaders.
Okay.
You don't want to be an LOC1. You don't want to be a mayor. You don't want to be a councillor. Because I'm one of those who believe anything can happen at any time. With a person at the age of 80, a lot can happen anytime. I'm one of that.
I don't want to question a lot that can happen.
No,
at
it's
80.
science. It is just science.
Okay.
I'm more stronger and
Well,
healthier than a person now at 80 years. I'm more. So anything can happen. So we want to see that crop of leaders mushroom from every position, so that we, as those that are within this bracket, take up that mantle to shape Uganda.
Okay. Now let me put it to issues of interest. Issues of interest. Now the thing is, very many leaders, of course, would like, starting with those who are the ones that to the ground. Is it a leveled ground that anyone could compete at any position, and they will have their interests reached?
I'm one of those who is a good believer of leaders are chosen by God. But beyond that, I'm me in everything. I put science, math at the end of it. Beyond that, I am one of those that internalizes that statement: leaders are chosen by God. Now, if you want to contest as a president of Uganda, so it means God would have already equipped you with the tools to move around the country and the means.
Okay.
As we say, right? Now, that at a very early age, God will have equipped you with wealth, where you can move freely and canvass every part of the money of this country. Now, the category of the leaders I'm talking to that we want to see in our generation fall there, and there are very few. Right now, Honorable Chagulanyi has capacity to move across the whole country.
True.
and converse, look for support. And has capacity and that goodwill to do it because he's already blessed with wealth that can make him do that. Right now, MK, General Kairum had just a few expenses here and there for birthdays. But these were rallies more than the rallies Katumba Hoye had.
You want to mention...
So it is a blessing from God.
You want
it comes
to mention,
to the other statement.
You want to mention that again. A few expenses for what?
He had just a few expenses for a party because a birthday party is not a rally. It's just a few. If I can have a birthday party, that
so
is
now the birthday party that
to others that extravagant. Then if I'm campaigning, how much can I afford to put in?
Okay, because now...
So those are the blessings I'm saying, that a leader is
in
already...
other words, General Mohoz Kainerugaba is blessed with wealth that
he's already, he's already chosen by it. It is the fact, because it to our unit level, you come to Masindi, you'll find that those of us, for example, I'm going to contest as a mayor, but God has already blessed me with the capacity to converse my municipality and satisfy at least 80% of what a leader that we want to see of this generation can do. Not everybody, but at least that little blessing and wealth and goodwill to do that. You imagine... I'm not encouraging monetarization of elections, but imagine you hosting a leader. For example, those of us, I come from a village, small village in Kayanja. We host our leaders under a mango tree, but we get seats, these chairs. Whenever there is election, we get chairs, and each chair costs 300 shillings. A seat for
hiring it.
For the residents to sit on. Now, the first people who sit on that seat are those that come to campaign, of course. As if you're campaigning for LOC 2, LOC 3, mayor, MP, of course you'll have a seat. Now, that seat you're sitting on costs 300 shillings. That is courtesy of the village. We put in our 50 or 30 get those seats for you to come to our area so that we are also comfortable to see you also sit on a seat. Then tell us your program. Now imagine a leader who will come to sit on such a seat and walks away without leaving anything.
Not even a carton.
Not even a carton of water. So that leader is not yet blessed by God to be a leader.
We are going to make it from there, though.
So as we are trying to participate, there are levels that we need to look into as the youth. You say, okay, this is beyond my level. God still wants me at this level.
Okay.
Me, I'm always that practical.
You should have been a preacher.
Not really. This statement, we like using them, but
when we get to sit in your vehicle, I want to check in and see what exactly is in the vehicle right there. That is.
No, that's the honest truth.
Yes, of course.
This is a platform where I thought by me speaking, I'll motivate leaders. You find when you have a very good, useful leader, full of energies, full of passion, with good meaning. But the gentleman chooses to say, I want to be an MP. Yet if you are a councillor, you do more good and your blessing is there.
No, I will get back to you.
You understand it? That's the honest truth.
All right, our viewers that are watching us live on ElkemTV, thank you so much for keeping it live on ElkemTV. That is Mr. Manyere for you. If you're not yet blessed, they say there will be signs.
Look for your level.
There will be signs. So if you haven't seen the signs, please. All right, so we're going to go for a very short commercial break, and on return, we'll pick it from Honorable Ayebale. Yes, Ayebale, who will take us through some of these challenges that are facing, or the young people are really facing, and that are deterring them from engaging in these leadership positions. But also, I hope such words go straight to the That short commercial break, of course, the back, for us when we are behind the scenes, as you people are watching on with the adverts, we get to discuss quite a lot. That is fun. All right, so we've already looked at the blessed people that should be the ones that are standing in this election. By the way, I think people should stand warned. Mr. Banyere, you're the one who will warn those people on our behalf. The ones that have capacity, the ones that do not have capacity, and also you will structure them accordingly on how to vie for these different positions. All right, so we're still speaking of the youth involvement in leadership as we ahead of the 2026 general elections. Now, getting to you, Honorable Evelyn, you happen to be the female youth councillor, and at this point in time, we feel for the last term. I guess you've just had one term, right?
Yeah.
Yes. For the last term, I think by now you know exactly what happens in the field, because now tibiri bino byogamba katugendeyo turole. Let me test the waters. At this point, you're the right person to speak of these challenges the journey, the challenges, but also things that we anticipate as people want to get into these leadership positions, but also beginning from what exactly is the challenge. Honorable Manyere mentioned that he encouraged the people to come and stand, but of course standing on positions that are worth what they've done or their efforts and all that. What do you make of that, more especially on the issues of challenges that youth face?
Like driving from what Amanyire has said, like there are positions, there are different political positions in Uganda, right from LOC1 to parliament. And there are some costs attached to them. That's why you're seeing Amanyire saying you must be prepared for that position. Not just a matter of coming and say people will sympathize with me. Like for example, a position of an MP. Electoral Commission will need a registration fee of 2 million.
Okay.
And the definition of a youth by Electoral Commission is from 18 years to 30 years. But by NRM Constitution is between 18 and 35. So, and the majority of the youth who are between 18 and 30, they have just come out of school. And you'll find a youth, you must be established, you must be having a job or doing something to see that you can manage all that. That's why Amanyira is saying that you must be blessed, meaning you must be having support, maybe right from the family members.
Or God should have chosen you.
God should have chosen you. For a youth of 30 years, a person of 30 years, to afford 2 million for just Electoral Commission registration.
Of which you're also not sure that you'll go through.
Of which you're not sure that you're going through. It's just putting in something and to like you're buying a service. You want to serve people, but again you have to put in 2 million for registration. And meaning that person will be having a capacity of traversing, for example, if it's Masini municipality, of traversing all the 4 divisions. If it's a district and maybe you're coming for the woman MP, you must be having the capacity of traversing the whole district to see that you cover all the voters and convince them to vote for you. So that's like a challenge, it's an economic challenge, of which the youth who are coming from school, and we are seeing that the unemployment rate is at around 19.7%. And that's a very big percentage.
Wait, unemployment rate is 19.7? Why do I feel like that is too small?
It's not too small. Of course, when we say unemployment, people think that when he's employed in government, that person is employed. But when someone is having according to the previous census, when someone is having something to do, is earning something, you are employed. If you're having a business and you're getting monthly income, you are employed in your business. So people used to take it like someone is employed. And according to the previous census, 19.7% youth have, that is only youth, not Ugandans. I'm just talking about the youth. Youth have nothing, have nothing in pocket. They are out of school. Others, they have not even gone to school. They're just living on God's mercy. Someone wakes up not knowing what he or she will. They are
survivors.
Yeah, they're just survivors. So, which is one of the biggest barriers, because politics in Uganda, it's not that you just say, I'm contesting and stop from there. You have to move, you need fuel, and culturally, Rogers was telling you that they always hire their chairs, and someone comes and sits, goes without even putting, we always call it a kinagaki oruwazo, local language. Culturally, when you sit for a meeting, you must buy something to drink. Culturally, it's not that you're buying, we have a meeting, we must have something to drink. And an ordinary youth who is now having nothing will just look those things like the way the rat sees maybe nuts in a bottle. You will be having nothing to do about it. And which is the challenge, and yet we always say that for a forest to be strong, it must be having what? Some tree seedlings which are coming up, which will truly indicate that this forest in the next generation, trees will also be what? Be there, which is the very biggest worry. Then, another challenge facing the youth, we always have, like even the little positions which are there. Take an example in the parliament, in this 11th parliament, we only have 5 positions. Out of the 555 MPs, we only have the 5 seats, only 5 seats reserved for the youth.
550 are all.
Those are the only seats which that, like if the youth don't manage to contest on other positions, but at least the 5 positions will be reserved for them. But for me, I still say those positions are very, very, very small and very few. Take an example, we are in in the western part of Uganda, which covers almost, I'm not, 9 districts, there are more than 9, because only Bunyoro has 8. And western, we have Toro, we have Umbarara, we have that side. So you find that western region, we only have 1 youth MP to represent the western region. And we find it that like now we are almost ending the term. I've never seen my MP coming to Masindi. Maybe he's even overwhelmed by calls. We call him, he doesn't receive.
Oh.
Yeah.
He doesn't even receive
So we
calls.
find even the 1 seat reserved for western region is like nothing. A youth from Masindi has not benefited from that seat.
Maybe the youth from his home district do benefit.
Yeah, we always face that challenge. Like, as I told you, that Electoral Commission defines a youth who is from 18 to 30. So here it comes that if someone comes to contest for the Western Youth MP and maybe he's 26 and above, it automatically dictates that he will not come back for that same seat. So people always so much concentrate in their home district, like trying to campaign for the next election that coming to contest as a what? Maybe
because they obviously know it's one term.
From the resident MP from that particular what district. So, and you find that youth coming from other districts or other districts of Western region losing it out from that, which has been a very big challenge. And that's why you're seeing that people from different parts of Western region, they have not benefited from that seat. It only benefits where that person is going to contest as maybe as the constituency MP of that district.
All right. So you've spoken about having only 5 seats.
Yeah.
But also, Mr. Manyere spoke of capacity, and more especially when he used in quotes being blessed. Now, very many youth are not yet blessed, of course, to be in position to have all these monies to see that they stand for these different positions. But again, they would like to stand. Now, take an example. Someone would like to stand for member of parliament, but of course, you know what it takes with the branding, the movements here and there, and then they do not have the resources. But the seats are only limited to 5. What do you say about that?
Of course,
should they continue to stand? Should they give up because they do not have the resources, or
they may not give up? But of course, you just don't wake up one day. For example, if it's a youth from Bunyoro, a person who has a humble background, you can't just wake up out of the blue. We always have majority of the Western youth MPs always come from Umbarara, that side of Ankole side. Why? And when you look at the families that side, for them, God blessed them long time ago. So you find that a person, even if someone is just out of the school, the parents and the family members, the clan members, they are ready to support and they have the capacity to support that person. But take an example, when I look at my home village in Rijere, even if the whole village contributes, I will find that I may not do what?
No, Honorable, you cannot say that people of Rijere cannot contribute to your going in parliament.
And that one comes back at what Amanyure said, that you must see where does your capacity fall.
Listen, I have capacity. Of course, capacity is not just about the resources. I have capacity to sit. I mean to go for member of parliament. But what is holding me back is the money to traverse the whole area.
Then you are not chosen by God. Fine, you have the feeling that you want to lead. You have the papers, you have everything, but God has not authorized you.
Even have the nominees. The people have nominated you.
But you don't have the capacity. Of course, being able, there are so many things, and the financial part of it is one of them.
Okay.
Even if you can't, if you yourself cannot manage, can the family members support you, and do they have the capacity? If you say that all those ones have failed, then you do what you can manage. Like,
Okay.
that's why for me, I did come for the Western Youth, because I have all the capacity, I have all the qualifications. But again, when I see the financial aspect of it, the financial aspect of that side, I just leave it to those who can do what, those who can
You
manage.
leave it to the
Yeah,
generals.
and that's why even I'm moving away from the youth politics. I'm now coming. I'm leaving the space for other girls to come out and
You
do
want to
what?
break the news?
I'm leaving the space for other girls, for other young girls to come and do what?
Okay.
And also contest as the youth councillors. Now I'm going for the what? For the main, for the main positions. Now, not come back to that position. Yeah.
Take us process by process. Now, leaving female youth councillor to the main. What is the main position?
The main position, I'm going to contest as the district woman councillor representing Central Division to the district.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have a feeling that I have the capacity to traverse through the whole division.
All
At
right.
least that one I can use a board and move around. Yeah. Of course.
Okay.
Of course, that one now it will be just within council. And that one I can manage.
All right. That's said and done. Let me get to the Honorable Amanya Rogers. Now, as we get to conclude this particular episode of the platform, but I think one of these days we need to we need to rearrange and see that we have more time for these conversations, because most of the times we leave very many a lot of things really go unsaid. Now, getting to we've talked about a lot of capacity right there. And yet also there are quite a lot of things that the young people are able to do or able to engage in to see that they are part of leadership moving forward in 2026. Now, Honorable Rogers, a lot of young people are taken up by the coin because the money in elections has become the new normal. And most of the times we've seen a lot of people that are they want to stand, but then in the process they are bought off. People say bamuguzire or order from above that you cannot stand, let this person stand. For example, we saw a very live example when Honorable Emeritus Mayor was supposed to come actually up to debt. He still demands for his millions of money. I don't remember the figures right there. Was it 80 something? Yes, 84 million. Now, as we head for these particular positions, what are these things that the youth are supposed to prepare for? What should we expect that is going to be happening, so that if they are coming into this game, they come knowing?
Okay. One, preparation is key. You must be into it wholesomely.
Yeah, of course you're speaking now from experience.
Not to one leg in, one leg out. Now, and these elders of ours, with all due respect, some of them have let us down. Because again, at their prime, there were people we really admired, those that inspired us. Sorry to not even to be mentioning names. We have former leaders here just in Masindi who apparently cannot even inspire his own son to join leadership because of what someone became. Maybe a beggar, that kind of thing. Now, in my generation, this generation, and to that youth, I would prefer to call my LOC1, my councillor, these are things we are trying to break. As a leader, don't go into elections to look for positions because maybe you want to enrich yourself. First, enrich yourself to a tune that you're comfortable with or without the title.
Exactly.
You are the leader.
So in other words, a lot of people are getting into this as a business.
As a business. So if you want to be a councillor, evaluate your level right now. look at your place where you come from, that small constituency. Say, with or without the councillorship title, if I started calling myself mayor, do I fit the title?
Okay.
You tick in the box. Okay? If I called myself mayor, do I fit the title?
No.
You tick the box.
But
Look at somebody calling himself a mayor. Let me give you an example. I'll use myself. Somebody is calling himself a mayor, right? But he's driving a small Bajaj, riding a Bajaj, that is DMC. And you want to be a mayor of Masindi municipality, a town that I love most. Even you yourself, by me presenting yourself to be in such a position, to me you are kind of demoralizing the area to look in the shape of the kind. I'm not talking for the sake of talking, but as we, the youth of today, we want to shape this Uganda.
Okay.
But we cannot start shaping Uganda minus shaping the areas where we come from.
We want to get it right, because I don't want us to think. Or are you telling us?
What I prefer as a person.
I am getting
this
to
is
that.
My personal.
Are you telling us that there are particular things that someone is supposed to own for them to fit a title?
Thank you.
And in your opinion, you say a vehicle is one of them.
For example,
is it about the
for
leadership
example,
skills
not
or
the vehicle,
material?
The kind of movement you make. For example, I can't start calling myself mayor if I'm footing from town to Chijura daily. And by the time this area is dusty, by the time you reach in Kijura with your slippers or whatever you're putting on, you don't look a mayor. Definitely.
Okay, qualities
now,
of a mayor. Let us start from that.
If the mayor I would want to see is somebody inspiring from where they go, not someone who wakes up in the morning, no turukia bajaji yao, nugamo mwana agyogie, numara na akogya na akarabi yao buchuchu, tiniko? No samba bajaji no iko umuhanda ne wa mafuta, and you are now pushing to the gas rundo byamize, and I find you remember where I was, I'm talking mayor oli mayor msajja murunga abaza kurungi msajja mukaka mkurungi mwengesa yenda ruhanga, look the part. Now again it's one of those things that are making our youth again miss out. Oja kwesanga omuntu na yetembea level you playing a part ya MP. I want to use Ornyoro because I want to address abange. Na ye playing a part ya kuba MP.
And then you ask yourself, now
if he has played the part and he really looks the part of being an MP, for akachuako, towards now we are in 2015, it is an electioning year. Mukachuako kagawa 2015 kanyeteke munzoke MP. But you are going to you're versing against somebody. For example, in our municipality, our current MP owns the school. He has something to show. He's educating people. Those that are contesting against the same position that we know
come with something equivalent or more.
Mupielo ye atulete hotel. Personal thing. You see, those are people you are going to contest against. Chonka uwepikire mumako gaga kanye pika you look the. Now, if you don't go through, immediately move it on. They are looking for you. Now it means we've lost you. We've lost a talent in you.
So
had you preparing and come for a councillorship, we would have a district councillor as vibrant as that youth. So that's what I'm trying to bring out, that however much we want the youth to participate in this, this is our time. But now we chumitirizemu. Is it where I can go?
All right, thank you so much.
Me, if I use my own example, quick one, just a quick one. Bona be simbire wa MP municipality. I'm more educated than them. If I put my papers, from a degree to a master's to another degree. None of them have them. But they were chosen by God. Because they have the other blessings that I cannot do. Omusajja akuleka million 2 nnyo nkuleka emitwalo 3 2 5. So you leave a general to the generals. However much we want to change leadership, you go for this spot. Tomorrow, you never know. My journey will be there. Because I don't think I want to end there.
Okay.
I have the qualification to be an MP. But capacity, teroho. So as the youth, we should look into that, build our system. There was a time where His Excellency, the President, was a nobody.
Okay.
He is now the President, 40 years
this
down the
country.
road, and there's very strong pillar in this country.
We just have about 14 minutes to the next show, so I really feel like we should exhaust conclusively with you, Honorable Evelyn Ayebale Akiki. We in Masendo, we happen to have very few leaders that are female. And as young people, of course, now that you've been in this seat, we probably hope the inspiration has worked. The female youth councillor, much as it is by what should I say, kirinka kiragiro, that a female youth councillor should be a female. That one we may not change. But again, the women in leadership. Look at it. Yes, the women in leadership. What can we do to see that we have more women coming on board?
Thank you so much.
As we conclude, just
at women is birth. When you give birth, and I'll tell you are now a woman. You are no longer a younger kid. You know how you have got your fellow. You have got a child. You have to look after it. Be strong. You have to be a woman. Think of that kind. So someone now starts thinking that she's no longer a youth. She's just now a woman, like those old women.
Okay.
But now the trend has changed now, because if giving birth doesn't mean that you are no longer what? A youth. It's just an obligation to have a child and bring up someone and also have. Down, we have to be under men. So most ladies have that inferiority complex that women are always down. They don't have to stand in public and speak. But now gone are the days that women are out, and now the youth, I'm appealing to them to always come out for those positions. But also, I wanted to bring it out. Before I go away.
Just in 1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute.
The producer has given us only 2 minutes.
Okay. Like coming into politics, it's not a job. I'm telling you, it's not a job. Just like Amarnyira has said it, you must be having something to do. Like come thinking, like even if I don't go through, what will I do? And this is not a full-time thing. Because most people have always come into these campaigns with a lot of money. We come with a lot of excitement. They get loans and spend. But again, to come to council, only to find that you will sit once in 2 months.
Okay.
Once in 2 months. And someone comes with a lot of expectation, thinking that you'll be getting a salary or what. Mind you, this is just a service.
Wait, you guys don't get a salary?
No, we don't get. It's not like now the district. In municipality, it's only the mayor and the deputy mayor. They are the only people who get salary. Then at the district is the chairman LC5 and his executive. So if you're coming as a councillor, it's not a job. You're just coming to serve your people. So when you're getting those loans to come and contest on those positions,
thinking you'll get salary,
loans
get paid
to serve people. So when it gets into your mind that you're coming to serve people, you will think twice whether to get a loan to buy voters or to traverse through the whole constituency looking for votes to come and do what? And campaign. I don't want you elections to leave again the youth when they are more poorer, like how they were, more than what they were.
All right, your last word, we get out of here.
My last word, like in these elections, like with the youth, we always have bigger electoral areas, like the district. It means that if I'm coming for the district female youth councillor, if I'm coming for the district female, if someone is coming for as a district female youth councillor, he has to traverse the whole district, which is a very big electoral area. More so even like the western position. Now you see the national female youth MP, someone has to traverse the whole country looking for votes, which is a limitation to some of the youth who would be having the capacity. Okay. So what I'm appealing that at least even the youth, like in like if it's a district, at least they try to divide. Like if maybe if we have 18 sub-counties, at least we start by dividing them into 2. Now, if it's the region Nanka MP, youth MP, at least now we start dividing it by sub-region. We see someone coming from Bunyoro, a youth representing the whole of youth from Bunyoro to parliament. Then I see how a youth from Masindi will spend 5 years without interacting with his youth MP. For me, that's my appeal. Much as we are providing this position for the youth, but they're still big for an unemployed youth who is coming up to contest on those positions.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Evelyn Ayebale. I am sorry, Mr. Manyira may not get to you because the next show host is right in the control room and they need to get started at exactly 11 a.m. I think that is why we need actually more time, more especially for these councillors to speak. Yeah, because the content is quite much and we need to exhaust it. Maybe we can